generating walls of skeletons that come at you. And so that's really good. The Goatman Shaman's another good example. He's what we call a support character. He can do all kinds of, kind of cool buffing of his other guys. And again, becomes a really high priority target. So that's a big focus. And as we continue to kind of reveal, we have so many monsters to reveal, like just an endless variety. And so, and I'd have to say the ones we showed today are cool, but the ones we held back are way cooler.
Is multiplayer possible on one PC like mouse and joypad?
No, it's you have to have separate PCs.
Well, we can't go into greater detail about the skill of talent system yet, but could you say you've been exploring synergies between the classes and skills?
Well, we're not really talking about any of the skill and talent tree stuff now. I mean, certainly when we announce the skill trees or whatever system that we end up announcing, and we look at Diablo 2, we look at World of Warcraft, we look at other games. So we'll try and evolve those systems, possibly come up with something brand new if we can. But we haven't really worked out exactly how we're doing that yet.
They're planning to implement auction houses, and they want to push item trading.
Well, we don't have any specific decisions on something like auction houses. The kind of ad hoc trading that was done in Diablo 2, that's not really the greatest experience for players, and we're all about player experience. Like, we want the players to have a really great experience, so we're definitely going to improve trading, but we haven't nailed down exactly how we want to do that. But it's definitely a focus for us.
How large is the dev team, and how long will the single campaign be compared to, let's say, Diablo 2?
Well, it's hard to say exactly how long it's going to be because we've got a lot of work to do left. We're targeting a length similar to Diablo 2, but we won't really know until it's done. It may be shorter, maybe longer. And how large is the dev team? Was that the other question? I think we're at about 50 to 55.
Whereabouts does the story pick up from Diablo 2?
The story picks up 20 years later after the events of Lord of Destruction. And essentially, we talk about this in, we have actually two panels, that an environment panel and a character panel. And there's a little bit of kind of lore discussion in both of them, so definitely check out those panels if you want more lore. Our lead world designer, William Borarsky, will be there. He's better on the lore side than I am. Like that's his job. But yeah, we pick up 20 years later, and essentially the far enough away that the invasion that occurred, or the Brothers Rising, the Mephisto, Baal, and Diablo, is almost mythical to most people. They actually, the few people who actually knew about it, almost kind of don't believe that it really happened. Anyone who kind of directly experienced, most of those people went mad. So the idea is that we really wanted to get a little bit of distance from the last game and set up kind of like why, what happened after this? Why was there not, I think, the invasion everyone was expecting? And we have reasons for those things that will be revealed. Probably when the game comes out, we probably won't let that one go.
Do you plan to have something similar to the armory like in World of Warcraft for Diablo, so that I can show off my character on the net like in a Diablo armory, or choose my avatar on the forums, on the Diablo forums later on?
We don't have any specific information about that right now. That's kind of it's a fairly late development kind of feature that we'd like to do. I'm sure we'll explore something.
Yeah, we definitely want to add functionality to the web and the online experience to help build community, and a feature like that definitely falls in that category.
So, just to go on this one, will I have like some kind of a master account? So, I mean, if I play World of Warcraft, can I also show this is my World of Warcraft character? I mean, you think of that, and this is also my Diablo character because I play more.
That's a really cool idea.
I agree. That's an awesome idea.
Okay.
We should get someone on that.
I just take a beer. It's okay.
When Diablo 2 came out a few years ago, World of Warcraft wasn't out yet, and now it's been out, and obviously Blizzard has changed a lot as a company. I mean, the perception. So I'm guessing the expectation for Diablo 3 are going to be very, very different. do you feel that the way you work or what you're expected to deliver is different, or does that influence the way you work in any way? Or?
Yeah, Jay, how does it feel to be working on one of the most anticipated sequels in the industry?
Fine. I came to Blizzard 2.5 years ago, and one of the main reasons I really wanted to join Blizzard is because I love Blizzard games, and I've always loved Blizzard games, and I was very excited to come to the company. And what I found was a company that felt exactly like the way they've always sounded. Blizzard makes the greatest games in the world. That's what we do. We try to make all of our decisions based on what we like and what we play, because we are the fans, just like everyone else. Like, we love our games as much as our fans. We play our games as much as our fans. Crunch time notwithstanding. And so we try to make the decisions that we think the fans want. We saw a lot of speculation about Diablo 3 before it came out, and one of the biggest things was people said, they won't make it an overhead game. They won't make it like Diablo 2 in any way, and they'll do first person. They'll make a giant MMO or something like that. We really wanted to make what the fans seem to want, because it's what we wanted. It's what we wanted to play. So no, it's surprising, because I've seen a lot of companies change over time, but I really feel like we keep our culture intact, and I think that's why Blizzard is such a great company.
I have a follow-up question to Frank. Is it difficult to keep the company in the same state of mind with so much attention from the government, or
You mean when you have to do press conferences with over 100 EU press?
Yeah, stuff like that.
It's definitely a culture change for us, but and we recognize that. I think that's really important to recognize the growth that we've had over the last 3-4 years. We have almost 3,000 employees worldwide, and so we've tried to change some of the way we do things in terms of making sure that we're able to communicate our philosophies and values to 3,000 people as compared to like 30 people from 10 years ago. So yeah, it definitely presents different challenges for us, but as long as we keep a focus on making great games and make sure everyone internally understands that that's our focus and that we have really high standards of quality, I think we can manage it.
Will also be called on a drop-in, drop-out basis?
Yes.
Will the maps be random generated like in the games before?
Yes. We have a panel that's after this that I'm chairing. That's the design panel. It actually talks a little bit about some of the randomness. But yes, we are doing randomized maps in conjunction with. We do a mix. Diablo 2 did as well. We do a mix of kind of random and static maps. Definitely, the dungeons are extremely randomized. We've actually even experimented with different kinds of randomization, random exits and entrances and things like that. Random exits and entrances and things like that, but also random monster placement, random items. And we've got a new feature that we talk about in that panel called Adventures, which is essentially random events that can occur.
Well, Jay mentions that the program for the rest of the event is on a leaflet which you can get from either the press desk or any of the information desks. So if you guys want to know where the panels are and who's going to be in them and what they're going to talk about, take a look at that.
The areas in Diablo 2 were heavily thematized. The Arabic desert, the jungle theme, and all that. Are you going to go with heavy themes like that in Diablo 3 for various areas, or stages or chapters?
Well, generally, themes are great for strong themes, striking areas. Those make for kind of the best video game fare. It's not so much fun to game in an area that's kind of inspecific or unspecific or not super cool. Yes. Oh, yeah. And there are some of the areas in like Tristram, which is in the previous games that will reappear. So there's some places that you can revisit, and then there'll also be some new settings. The teaser actually shows kind of some of the big cities and things like that. Some of the big cities and regions. You'll travel all over Sanctuary and go to a lot of different locations. Very strong themes.
On your website, blizzard.com, you
have a picture of a very strange looking blue bird